Man, almost 5 years since I sat in this seat. It's been a good break, but it's been long enough.
Roll the intro, let's get this thing going.
This week's episode is sponsored by
Cookies.
Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest low-budget YouTube series in Rocky Mountain, Bentley VS the World, is back. I bet you thought this show was dead. Well, I got news for you. You're dead wrong. We're back, baby. Alright, people, listen up. It's voting season. And with voting season comes 2 more candidates from political parties that hate each other's guts and broadcast said opinions on the media across the entire nation. Every 4 years, we as American citizens are presented with a decision between a candidate who is not qualified for the White House and a candidate who is not qualified for the White House. And with every election, we find ourselves asking the question, why are these the candidates given to us? And where is the respin button? And since the standards are so low, I've decided that I'll give you my campaign as to why I should be the President of the United States of America. Reason number 1. The very moment that I am elected in office, I will make an attempt to pass a bill for time stoplights. If you've never seen these things, they're actually genius. Several other countries are already making use of these things, and I don't see any reason why America shouldn't. How many times have you rolled up to a red light and just thought, oh my word, when is it ever gonna turn green? Well, now you'll never have to ask that question. You'll know the very second that the light's about to turn green. Maybe you'll finally save yourself 10 seconds so you won't be late on Friday Night Bingo. Reason number 2. I would like to present to you the proposal of getting 2 lunch breaks at work. I know my boys, and we gotta eat. 1 lunch break just isn't enough. I could honestly argue for 3, but at bare minimum, we need 2. And I can assure you that if we get it, you'll get a whole lot better work out of us when we're on the clock. Reason number 3. National Don't Give a Rip Day. Ever have somebody ask you a question that you really just don't want to answer? Well, guess what? On National Don't Give a Rip Day, you don't have to, because you don't give a rip. Don't want to go pick up your brother's pet chihuahua from the kennel? Well then don't, because you don't give a rip. Every one of us need a way to de-stress from time to time. And I personally think that National Don't Give a Rip Day is a perfect way to do so. Reason number 4. The national anthem is in desperate need of a remake. Lyrically, it's very well written and represents our country very well. But from a musical standpoint, come on, we need a revamp. The moment I'm elected in office, I'm getting a top-of-the-line music studio installed in the White House, and I'm getting a jazz band up in there, and we're gonna go to town. Reason number 5, dadgummit, I'd be the sharpest man to ever step in the White House. And you know that's the truth. So with Chubby Panda as my running mate, vote Bentley Plyler for the presidency 2024, and let's memify America, one terrible law at a time. Now with that out of the way, let's get down to some of the questions that you guys sent in. Yellowhammer Photography asks, how do you know if you've got riz? Son, let me tell you something. As a Christian guy, there's only one way to achieve maximum riz. Get jacked. And I'm not talking about hitting the weight room and curling dumbbells the size of Iowa. The only thing that matters is how many folding chairs you can lift. Freshman year of high school, I could lift 13 chairs and 2 tables using nothing but my nose. Now, no one ever saw me do it because in order to do that, I would have had to relinquish my secret identity as Batman. My final piece of advice, get a life before you get a wife. The moment you relinquish your status as single, you no longer matter. You won't get to pick where you eat on Tuesday nights. You won't get to go to Friday Night Bingo. But arguably the biggest sacrifice of them all, you lose every single chance you previously had of becoming Batman. You have been warned. Gammy G13 asks, can you use a disc as a plate? I believe you're asking the wrong question. It's not a matter of can you use it, but will you use it? For example, can you use a broken drum head as a plate? Probably. Will you? Probably not. Can you use your laptop as a tray underneath it? Absolutely. Are you actually going to? Probably not. Well, I actually do know a few people who would. But you get the idea. The Baseman07 asks, Bro, you should totally talk about Neuralink. Alright, look, this channel is way too low budget to be talking about this stuff. I grew up on Blue's Clues and VeggieTales, okay? If you want more information, you can just Google it, alright? Nolan Darbaugh is an absolute legend for being the first patient, and I'm sure he can tell you all about it. Plyler Danny asks, paper or plastic? Ah yes, one of the greatest questions in life. On one hand, you have the compactness and the mass producibility of plastic, and on the other, you have the environmental friendliness and the structural integrity of paper. So to answer your question of which is better, my answer is neither. You want to know the best way to carry your groceries? Your God-given man hands. If you can't carry a jug of milk on every finger all at once, then maybe you should go back to practicing carrying chairs. Once again, my answer is the same. Get jacked! And on that note, this concludes the first installment in 5 years of Bentley VS the World. Will there be a next episode? Honestly, I have no idea. I work a full-time job now, people. I actually took my own advice and got a life. But until next time, if there is a next time, always remember that broccoli is terrible, Jesus is better, and if you don't play disc golf, dadgummit, you're doing it wrong.